Hi there, I'm Pietros Maneos, and I'm going to be reading a section from my satire titled American Bards and the London Reviewer. For those of you who are interested, I would go to the T.S. Eliot section of the preceding video, and in that I really explain the work, its genesis, its motivation, in depth there. In this, I'm going to be reading from Canto 10 from the Charles Bukowski Section. Just a quick little refresher. What I've done is I've taken segments from other writers and countered them below. So it's essentially a literary gladiatorial bout, if you will, between myself and the chosen literary personality. And it's opposing much of 20th and 21st century thought of minimalism, anti-aestheticism, and nihilism. And particularly the nihilism is countered here in the Bukowski section for a romantic sensibility. And I would argue the entire work is an argument of sensibility, not only in theme but in style. And much of the 20th century, Ezra Pound and Hemingway, and it's continued on, are talking about, slashing the adjectives from prose and working from a minimalist aesthetic. My work is the exact opposite of that. It's I wouldn't even say Baroque, to be brutally honest. So it's an argument of musicality that you see in writers such as Swinburne and Keats, and going back to the ancient Greeks of Homer and Sappho. So in this section, again, it's arguing against much of nihilism that you see in Bukowski and his modern descendants. Bukowski Slobbers. What a world, you think. Eat, work, fuck, die. Maneos composes. What a world, you think. The Grecian dances, the Italian gardens, the Tunisian light, and the Parisian lovers. What a world, you think. The symphonies of Mozart, the sonnets of Shakespeare, the frescoes of Fra Angelico, and the selfless suffering of Christ. Bukowski Slobbers. Think of the beds used again and again to fuck in, to die in. Maneos composes. Think of the beds used again and again to consummate the consuming love between two lovers. Bukowski Slobbers. If I bet on humanity, I'd never cash a ticket. Maneos composes. I'd bet on humanity even if wise society mocked my naivete. Bukowski Slobbers. Humanity, you sick motherfucker. Maneos composes. Humanity, as resilient as the sense of spring or the storms of the storied sea. Bukowski Slobbers. Barbaric, senseless days total in your skull. Reality is a juiceless orange. Maneos composes. Aesthetic, passionate days tally in your soul. Reality is a bruised daisy. Bukowski Slobbers. There is no God. There are no politics. There is no peace. There is no love. Maneos composes. I hope for a God. I hope for less divisive political discourse. I hope for peace. I love. Bukowski Slobbers. Then one day we heard a voice from the house. You goddamn whore. Maneos composes. Then one day we overheard her young lover say, beneath the richly wreathed moon, you are as beautiful as a rose in full bloom. Bukowski Slobbers. But I caught her and grabbed at the bottle. Give me that bottle, you fucking whore. Maneos composes, but I pinned her against the dresser. Give me 1,000 kisses, then 1,000 more, then 1,000 on top of this. As many kisses as there are wisps of sand in the wind-kissed Kalahari. Bukowski Slobbers, what a whore, what a hunk of rock. Maneos composes. What a goddess, an empress blessed with twirling tresses, whose bronze flesh is so luscious that I am delirious, delirious as a drunken satyr dancing with Bacchus, flushed with both ecstasy and agony, crushed with passion, paralyzed with lust, truly a beautiful tragedy, a sweet, bitter reality. For my longings, my sufferings will surely be the death of me. Bukowski Slobbers, you goddamn whore. What do you know about anything? Sitting there on your dead ass and sucking at the vino. Maneos composes, I ache for your kisses like a dying well for a single drop of water, like a beggar for a single scrap of silver, like a tragedy for a single moment of pleasure. I want to mark your skin with the sins of passion. Bukowski Slobbers, it was all right with me. I didn't want to be liked by them. I didn't want to fuck them or marry them or even date them. I found none of them beautiful. Maneos composes, my lovely butterfly, you are a renaissance of beauty. Can I close your wild, wild eyes with kisses of wild rose? Bukowski Slobbers, ah, jam it up your ass, she screamed at me. Maneos composes, ravage me with kisses, she panted in between caresses, like a panther exiled in an exotic jungle. So that's just one section in the Bukowski section, which is about 30 pages, and just to give you a sense, I read 3 there. And I hope after hearing it you get a sense that it's an argument against his view of the world. It's an argument against his craft, or lack thereof. And you know, it's sort of a argument for romanticism in a modernist and postmodernist world. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any comments, questions, anything of that nature, feel free to write to me. And that is all. Take care.